Hello, you guys. Welcome to the Ranting Shop. Today we'll be discussing Love and Marriage Huntsville. It seems like this is the finale. This is the last episode, and it was different. It wasn't a reunion show. It was a behind-the-scenes type of experience. Um, it was basically created so that we could see a lot more of what happened. That didn't make the air. All right. A lot of the things I already knew because I follow a lot of their interviews. So I know that Martell and Melody pitched the idea of Love and Marriage Huntsville to Carlos King, who then pitched it to the Oprah Winfrey Network on, and that is what created the show. Initially, they wanted a show with just them to basically highlight the both of them flipping houses, somewhat of an HGTV type of content. However, when Carlos saw that they were an attractive couple, he felt like it would have been better for them to be an ensemble cast. So he told them to get their friends so that, that would be, a bigger show. So they got the Scots. Kimmy and Morris, or Maurice, and Marceau and Tisha, and they became Love and Marriage Huntsville. We remember that they started off with this comeback group, the Scots, which is a combination of Scots and Holts. And in the first season, we remember that there was a lot of drama. It was about whether they were going to pursue the group or not. The Holts were opposed to continuing the group, whereas everybody else was interested in continuing the group. So in the first season, that was the big back and forth. There was the security debacle. I know you guys remember the time Melody had her Embrace Beauty ceremony, the opening ceremony, and Tisha came. Now, prior to Tisha coming, they had a lot of disagreements at that point, so their friendship was on the fence. So she came, I guess, as a symbol of coming together, moving forward, and Melody didn't take it that way. So Melody put the security, she told the security to escort Tisha out. And Tisha was extremely embarrassed. She didn't know why that was happening. There were other business people around, and she felt completely just outed, and she didn't like that. And that was the episode where she called her husband, and her husband was like, so why did you go there? What did you expect? And all she wanted was just some support. So we learned that the production was not a part of that security situation. It was strictly Melody's decision to get a security to escort Tisha out. So I never questioned whether that was a production move or not. I figured that it was Melody's doing to get Tisha thrown out of that event. And I remember that, when Melody and Martell were together still in that first season, Melody was really petty. I remember not liking her too much. I felt like she was doing too much, like escorting Tisha out with security, being a little bit mean about bringing up the infidelity with her husband Marceau, when she wasn't even being very specific or explicit about what he did. So that went into Tisha's brain. And if you listen to what production said that Melody was planting seeds in Tisha's head that Marceau was cheating. But she never gave details. Instead, she was like, pay more attention, go pop up on him. And Tisha took that to heart and popped up on him. And she discovered that he was seemingly working and not cheating. So that made her feel stupid, and she felt like Melody just wanted to disrupt her marriage. And maybe she did, because at that point, Melody was going through a lot with Martell, and Martell probably told her some things about Marceau, because remember, these guys were friends. They went out together, drank together, did God knows what together. So there could be some truth to Marceau being not faithful in his marriage, but it's something that has not been proven yet, even though there's been a woman or someone tweeting that she knows a lot about them, and she knows that they were all cheating together, including Maurice, and that a whole bunch of accusations about Martell having another baby and Marceau having another baby out of the marriage, and she basically spilled a lot. But according to Melody during that Tasha K interview, it's not true as far as she knows. And she says that based on the text messages that the person posted, it doesn't seem like Martell. But at the end of the day, she doesn't even know her husband. So I don't know. It's yet to be seen if it's factual or not. She hasn't really given much proof, no phone numbers or nothing like that. So we don't know if what she's saying is true. And I didn't want to really review that because going through the tweets, I don't know, it just seemed like some crazy person tweeting something. Like, it seemed like somebody that was drunk tweeting, because the grammatical errors and trying to decipher what the person was talking about, it was hard. Although some of the things she said did seem like it made sense for the most part, but I still don't know. I cannot tell you if that is 100% authentic. I did feel bad for Tisha when she was escorted. She was extremely embarrassed. Production told her that she did nothing wrong and they had nothing to do with her being escorted out. And I believe that it was totally Melody's doing. We saw that, you know, in the beginning, in the first season, there was some type of issue with Kimmy and Maurice's ex, Kiowa. And Kiowa felt like Kimmy came at a time when she and Maurice was still married. And so Kiowa sees her as a side chick. And during the reunion, Kimmy strongly denied being with Maurice whilst Kiowa and Maurice were still married. What we didn't see was that Tisha also met up with Kiowa and sympathized with her and was like, I completely understand where you're coming from. I would be upset too. But we didn't get to see that during the episode. So that was a bit shocking and a little bit of a backstab to Kimmy, because it's like Letitia wanted Kimmy to stand up for her. If you looked at the reunion show, Letitia wanted Kimmy to stand up for her and say she didn't say certain things or she doesn't know certain things, but she kept it 100 and she told the truth. And Kim, Letitia interpreted that as Kimmy not having her back. And so yeah, Kimmy and her, you know, Letitia's mom and Letitia all felt like Kimmy didn't have their back, because Letitia's idea of loyalty is just sticking up for the person that you're friends with or loyal to no matter what. If it means hiding certain things, then you hide certain things. If it means just being biased, be biased. Like, that's how Letitia's thinking is. But that's not how Kimmy is. Kimmy is more so a truthful person. If that happened, she's gonna say it happened. If it didn't happen, she's gonna say it didn't happen. But it's not that she's necessarily against you. It's just that she's being truthful, you know. And that's what she did on the reunion show when she agreed with Melody that Tisha said that she was some type of social media queen or social media something, you know. So I guess that was in retaliation to Letitia feeling like Kimmy didn't have her back, and so she went and spoke to Kiowa, which we didn't see. That was completely messy on Letitia's part, because it's like the moment you realize that this person is not your idea of loyal, you then do the same thing, and then you cry about the person not being loyal to you and you're not being loyal either, you know. So it's very hypocritical of her to want loyalty from Kimmy, but then go behind Kimmy's back and speak to Maurice's ex Kiowa and side with her on certain things, you know, that Kimmy is denying. So she's very hypocritical in that way. And one thing she has in common with Martel, they don't own their own shit. They see other people bullshitting them. They see other people doing shit. They don't see their own shit. And that's the reason why Letitia doesn't get along with Kimmy sometimes, or Melody most of the time. We see, you know, Martel kept saying that Melody was the one who brought up the infidelity. And that might be true, because if we look at the very first scene they had with the comeback group, Melody mentions her husband being unfaithful. She brought it to the whole season and everything like that, because he had been unfaithful. And my thing is, even though Melody brought it up, you did that shit. So you need to soak in that stuff, because you did it. She didn't lie. She just brought it to the forefront. And to be fair, I mean, reality TV is basically you like highlighting the real of your life. So if that was what was happening in Melody's life at the time, I don't see why she should not have brought it up. I mean, it was what was happening. He was cheating, you know. And Martel being upset about that is crazy to me, because technically you guys signed up to tell your truth, to be real about yourselves. So you can't be mad at her for doing that. But yeah, she did bring it up initially, you know, and then it began to be a focus at some point of that first season. We also get to see why, or revisit why, Melody and Tisha their friendship broke apart. One reason is, Melody became distant because her husband was cheating and she was dealing with that. And Kimmy interpreted it as another thing. Another reason is because Melody kept bringing up or implying that Marceau was cheating on Tisha and making Tisha feel as if, she couldn't trust her husband and that she should investigate certain things about her husband, which she did and came across empty-handed. And that made Tisha feel stupid. And it made Tisha feel like Melody was trying to jeopardize her marriage. And it did come across like Melody was trying to kind of chip at Letitia's marriage to plant doubt and to create turmoil. It did seem that way in the beginning, in the first season, and I still feel like she was trying, so to speak, to break Letitia's bubble or to burst Letitia's bubble in that first season. It could be true that Marceau was cheating, but the point is there's no proof. Martel spoke about 20 women. We haven't seen any proof of that. So it's like, at this point, it's just speculation. But the thing with Melody was that she just kept on saying it, but not giving detail, which irritated everybody. It's like, if you're not going to give her details or facts, then shut up and be quiet, I'm pretty sure most of what Melody says came from Martel, So you remember in the second season when he came to Marceau and Letitia and told them that, the 20 women he was just playing and that it was mostly Melody. I highly doubt it. I feel like it came from Martel and then Melody divulged it or tried to tell it to Letitia, But anyways, another reason why Melody and Tisha did not get along or hasn't been able to get along is that Tisha, as I said before, is able to spot certain things in people's characters or things that people do, but she's unable to see what she does. And that creates a misunderstanding that will never get resolved until she sees what she does, until she acknowledges her part in the breakdown of whatever it is. It will never move forward. And then we go into Destiny when she first came in and the whole chicken thing. I remember Destiny was like, oh, initially the issue was that Kimmy didn't know her. She said Kimmy doesn't know her and she felt a certain way because Kimmy said she didn't know her. That was the big issue there. Then it transitioned into Kimmy saying that LeBeric is the guy that cooked chicken and he made good chicken. Okay, if he made good chicken, he made good chicken. How is that a negative thing? Like, Destiny took it as disrespectful because she felt as if you're making my man a chicken man and he's more than a chicken man. I don't know. But in the second season, the most recent episodes is like, I guess they buried that situation, because it's really not that important at the end of the day. It's very trivial. They spoke about Martel and Melody's infidelity, Martel's infidelity, and we saw Melody break down, throw things, be angry, and we saw the deterioration of their relationship as time went by. If you've seen interviews of Melody, she always says that she thought that the infidelity was something that they'd gone through already and decided to move forward from. However, when she realized that Martel was going to continue to cheat, she had to put her foot down. She had to divorce him. Remember, she was back and forth about whether she was going to keep the baby, little Melanie, or abort her. And then her parents and different people had to talk her out of aborting the baby because at the end of the day, it's something you created. Like, so why? It's something you willingly knew could have happened. So why now do you want to now abort the child? But she decided to have the baby Melanie. And during that very difficult time when Martel was cheating on her continuously and had no plan on stopping, And when Melody realized that he wasn't going to stop cheating, I suppose that is when she decided there's no use in continuing to be married to him because he's always going to go back to the side woman. Anytime we have a disagreement, he's going to go back to her. So technically, Melody would be sharing her husband with Ariane. And the reason why he kept on going back to Ariane specifically is that Ariane made herself available to him. According to the Swiss woman, Martel has been cheating with several different women, including her. She said she didn't know he was married. She said she met up with Melody and that they discussed certain things about the baby and everything, but she didn't know that he was married to Melody. I don't know. In the most recent episode, Melody says that, he definitely cheated on more than one woman. Ariane was just the one that kept on sticking around. She was the revolving door, and anytime he came by, she opened the doors for him. That's why he stayed with her. And she was easy. And they talk about Jalen and Kimmy, and there was the issue with Monsters, whether he would stay in Huntsville or stay with his mom, and Jalen trying to find his career and all these things. And yeah, there was nothing really big to speak about in terms of Kimmy and Maurice and Jalen and Monster. So that was essentially the behind the scenes. There was nothing really that big, that I discovered from the behind the scenes. The only thing that was shocking was Letitia speaking with Kiowa. Nobody knew that that was gonna happen, or that did happen, so that shocked a lot of people. And they spoke about the time when Marcel and Marceau almost came to blows, and that played out on the show. Like, we saw that they almost came to blows, so that wasn't shocking. It was about Marcel saying that he kind of helped the Scots, so to speak, and he felt like the Scots were outing him or throwing him under the bus for the infidelity situation, and that is what created the rift between the Scots and the Holts. It's that I guess the Scots felt like, well, you were not being faithful. I mean, it is what it is. And then Marcel was trying to safeguard his image, and that was great. That was what created the rift. So anyways, you guys, let me know what you think about the behind the scenes episode. Was it necessary for them to even give us this episode? Why isn't there a reunion? We all want to see a reunion. How will the show be moving forward, considering the nucleus of the show was Marcel and Melody, and now that they're divorced, how are they gonna move forward with the show? So at this point, it's in limbo. We don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna hope for the best and hope that they still decide to create a third season. Perhaps it could be about them living their separate lives. It could be a spin-off of Melody, like being single and raising her children and having her career, and that would be fun to watch. And navigating sharing custody of the children and all that stuff, and that would be fun to watch. Somebody in the comment section mentioned that they were mad at Melody because she made the divorce extremely easy on Martel. She didn't ask for no child support. She didn't sue him for stealing her $70,000. She did not sue for any child support, and people were mad at her because it's like, after this man put you through so much, you're giving him this easy way out. And her thing is that she wanted peace. She wanted everything to be done and over with. She didn't want to be going back and forth with Martel, because as you see, Martel can play really dirty and he's a disgusting type of guy. So imagine going back and forth in a divorce with this man. How dirty that divorce would be, how hard that divorce would be on the children. So she decided to just take it easy and just let everything go smoothly and easily for both of them. And even though he put her through a lot, she recognized that putting him through a lot, like child support and all these things, would not be positive for the children. So that was big of her to do. Although a lot of people are mad at her for not putting him through it, if you really think about the bigger picture, it's better for their kids that they didn't do that. And that's it. So you guys, let me know what you think about this little reunion type of behind the scenes finale type of thing. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you looking forward to another season? What are you trying to see in the other seasons? Are you trying to see Melody going solo? Are you trying to see Martel as he moves in with the side woman and lives his life with the side woman? Like, what are we trying to see here? So let me know in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more episodes or more reviews. I'm gonna be doing Ready to Love, you guys. I'm gonna put up the cast review and give my little opinions about the various cast members, what I think about them, who I think they're gonna mesh well with. So Ready to Love is gonna be next on the roster, guys. So stay tuned and see you next time for the next episode of The Ranting Shop. Bye bye.